we're dealing with. Welcome back to the vlog. Alright. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. This is the weather. This is the weather we're dealing with. Well, hold on. What the heck? Well, hold on. How did you, who are... So apparently, I crashed her little airplane drone, and she's wondering if she could get a job on the channel as a videographer. I'll tell you what, we'll try you out. We'll try you out for this vlog. Major weather going on in California. When this rain stops, it's supposed to be super cold, and then rain's going to pick back up again. I'm not used to staying inside that long. So I've been flying the crap out of this thing. It's a little tiny drone. I set up a little course through the bonus room, into the living room, through the garage. I got hula hoops. But I feel so restricted. So with this weather that we're having, I thought right now would be a good time to go through all my drones and kind of clean them up, do some updating, go through my batteries, charge them, check them, and start fixing and repairing and replacing everything that I need to, so that when this weather's over with, you know, I have a full arsenal to get back to. So why don't you guys come with me into the drone room? I don't know, walk, fly, I don't know what you do. So this bottom row, these are my everyday flyers. These are my go-to drones. They're a 5-inch quad. That 5 inches based on the diameter of the propellers. But at any given point, every single one of these always has something that needs to be fixed. So let's start with this guy right here. This is my absolute favorite drone. This is a Chameleon TI. The TI stands for titanium. This upper frame up here is all titanium. It's not my favorite drone because of the titanium, but that's just a cool feature. It's just a good flying drone. It's got a real short frame here. The electronics all just barely fit, but it keeps the center of gravity close to the center of the propellers. Right now, this one has a bad video transmitter, but I have a new video transmitter. We're going to throw this in here. Because it's rainy and I don't need to worry about getting everything done right before I go fly, I'm going to go ahead and reflash all the firmware. I'm going to recalibrate all the ESCs and just kind of go through and clean everything up. This one here, this is my Emax Hawk. This is my race drone. So about once a month, I go to a local club meeting and we set up a racetrack with the gates. You guys have probably seen stuff online. And this is made specifically for racing. This one, it flies pretty well, but I am going to make the firmware up to date and current, recalibrate the ESCs again, just like the other one. But in all reality, this one flies just fine, but I'm just going to bring it up to date since we're stuck inside with all this rain. Number 3. I really want this to be my favorite drone. But this drone I have struggled with ever since day one. This has all the latest, greatest hype electronics. It's a really hype frame. I don't know the manufacturer. It might be X-Hover, but it's called a Amagad Remix. And this is the purple edition. So it's a special edition that comes with all purple anodized hardware. It has Hype Train Ladrib motors, but I've never been able to get this drone to fly perfect. It flies, it's fun, but it's not perfect. It's always got some sort of PID issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it all apart, go through all the electronics, check all the connections, Search for any grounds, maybe it's grounding out somewhere, and again, reflash the firmware, calibrate the ESCs, and it's going to be a new season. So maybe this is the season this thing will work. I really want this to be my favorite drone. It's my neatest looking one. It's kind of unique because unlike the first two drones, I don't know if the lighting's good enough. Where is Minnie? We need her in here. But if you notice, the electronics right here are above the arms. You know, the center of the propellers are about at the height of the electronics, but the battery pack is a bottom mount. So a lot of the weight is way below the motors. What's neat about the Remix is these arms up here, the battery goes on top, so it kind of balances the weight above and below the center of the propellers here. Theoretically, it makes a lot of sense to me, but like I said, I've had so many problems with this drone electronics-wise, I haven't been able to really test that theory and see if it's something that I think works great. And finally, we're going to call this drone number 4. This is just a basic carbon fiber frame. I have enough electronics. You know, here's a brand new camera. I've got 4 brand new ESCs. Let's see if I got a flight controller. And I got a brand new F4 flight controller here. So, and I got motors too. So, I mean, I have everything here to make a drone from scratch. I probably won't include that in this video. If you like this kind of stuff, you know, I don't want this channel to be only about drones. It's more of a vlog style, but drones are such a big part of my life that there will be a lot of drone coverage. Leave a comment in this video if you guys want to see a drone built from scratch. But for now, let's just get started on the firmware stuff. You know, the propellers here, we got a really bad blade here. That's got a big dent in it. These are scratched up. These are really bad. So we're going to go ahead and just toss these props. Props are cheap. There's no reason, especially when you're trying to tune a drone, to use imperfect props. And anytime you're going to work on a drone, rule number 1. Rule number 1. Always remove the props. Oh, and look who decided to join us. You know, if you want to live here rent-free, battery's done. But if you want to live here rent-free, you need to move your little legs quicker, please. These are actually quite dangerous, and as careful as you think you can be, there's always that one time that something happens and that thing turns on and it's a trip to the doctor for stitches. So let's go ahead and remove the props. Now that we're inside, why don't you just go ahead and change into, you know, something a little more comfortable. You really don't need your helmet anymore. Are you ready now? Could we get started? The first thing we're going to do is hook up this drone to my laptop. And we do that with just a micro USB. We're going to plug it in the side, set it down over here. We're totally safe because we've taken the propellers off. So even if it were to accidentally fire up, there's no propellers to hurt us. There are several programs to work with when messing with this, but I think this season I'm going to stick strictly to Betaflight, so it's way less confusing. I messed with 3 of them last season, and I can't remember which drones have what right now. So I'm going to switch everything over to Betaflight right now. They just had a new version upgrade, and the filters they're using are a dual filter that I like with a Betaflight, or excuse me, with Butterflight. I was using Butterflight on a couple drones last year, but I still kept a couple on Betaflight. So we have Betaflight, Butterflight. I use BH Heli for ESC calibrations and reversals. But this season we're going to stick strictly with Betaflight. So I've got the drone connected with the USB, and we're going to connect. And we can tell we're connected by, if I move the drone, you can see the gyro working right here. And we're good. So now that we're connected, like I said, with this program, Access to My Drone, I can do, I'm going to erase all the software that's on there and re-upload the most current up-to-date version. If we go down the ports, right now I don't have, it's called Smart Audio, so I can use the audio channel that my camera has and use that rather than sound, which we don't really need sound. It'll allow me remote access to change the channel my camera's on, change my PIDs at the field if I need to. I usually have my laptop, so it's just something to play with. I'm going to try that out. Here's an on-screen display. I can, right now I only have low voltage and the name of the drone up. So I'm going to mess with a little bit with that. Am I in focus? Centered? You got me? Cool. It's the next day. I got busy messing with all kinds of parameters on this thing, and we got a little break in the rain. There's supposed to be more rain tonight, but I am able to do a test flight. Drones are a passion of mine. I know I say this frequently, but it's something for my mind to chew on. I always have to have something, a project, to think about, learn about. And that's what I've done for the last 24 hours. Is I worked 12 hours in the last 24. But the whole time I was at work, I was thinking, I wonder if I change that a little bit, or I wonder if I change this a little bit. I can't take this to the schoolyard where I normally fly because the grass is so wet, but I'm going to do a little test flight here, and that's what I've been doing the last 24 hours, is preparing for this flight. I didn't even know it. My plan was to prepare it for the season, but everything I've done is going to come to a culmination right now for this flight. I think they call it jello, but at straight and level flight, it kind of got a wobble like this, so the PIDs were fighting itself. So hopefully with all the programming I did, that'll be gone. So let's go ahead and do a test flight and see if it's fixed.
Welcome to OpenTX.
So what we're hoping for is just a smooth, level hover test at first. We're going to fly it around the driveway, just hovering. And what we're just hoping for is just a smooth hover, no weird oscillations up or down, side to side, yaw. So here we go. Hover test 1 complete. Well, let's go ahead and take it for a flight up and down the street. Hey, that totally rhymed. Hey, Minnie. I've got your first big assignment. I'll pay you for this one. I don't have a mount on this drone for a GoPro, but I want some footage for the viewers. Are you in? Yeah, that'll totally work. That'll be safe. That'll be some good footage. I appreciate it. Alright, so like I said, this wasn't a very in-depth, detailed video of how I program or set up or build a drone. If you're interested in that, leave a comment below. Right now we have right around 200 subscribers. I'm going to say if only 10% of you want to see that, I'll make a very detailed video about that. So that would be 20 people. 20 people leave a comment. I'll tell you what, just 20 likes. If I get 20 likes on this video, I will make a very detailed video. I'll build that, the fourth frame I put in there that was empty, I will build that complete if I get 20 likes on this video. That's not a very big goal, but that'll show me that there's at least enough interest to warrant making such a detailed video. So what do you guys think about Minnie? Should we hire her? Leave a comment below. We got rain coming tonight, so I'll probably start on my next drone of, just polishing it up with software. Until next time, remember, happiness is a choice. Choose wisely. Thanks for watching.